4 days at the Chickasaw National Forestry Service, or also known as the Point Campground. This is part of the National Park Service. Beautiful place. As you can see, we were able to get our big rig in there. We did get the wheels just past the little wheel stops there a little bit, just so we could back up a little bit further so we could get our slide out. But a lot of the sites are, I mean, look at this. At least almost 2 truck lengths from the camper right here. If the truck was hooked up, and I could put another truck in front, plus park 2 more cars next to that. Anyway, beautiful park. Lots to do. The Point Campground has 2 sections. One section that you have to call or make reservations at recreation.gov. Okay? So again, the Chickasaw National Recreation Area, part of the National Park Service. We are down here on this peninsula, which is part of the Lake of the Arbuckles. A lot of the stuff that we did was up here. There's a nice trail that if you park over here by Pavilion Springs, there's a nice trail that goes all the way to the Nature Center, highly recommended. And we walked all the way to Buffalo Springs. Hopefully you're not getting too much glare, you can see that. Our friend Kenny works in Cold Springs Campground, which I don't see on this particular map, but it's up across the street here. Anybody see that? Cold Springs Campground. No, don't see it. We were actually 20 minutes away by being in this campground here. Again, there's 2 loops. Here's a nice picture of the loop. An upper and a lower. The lower is first come, first serve. The upper is recreation.gov only reservations. And a lot of the sites are pretty long. Be advised that the campground will be closed on November 1st to January 31st for road maintenance. And the road coming into this campground could use a little work, so I assume that's what they're talking about. But I thought I'd take you for a little walk, show you some of the sites. On this first one on the left, you probably want for a big rig. Simply stating, because of the slope, you have to drop your camper down. I don't know if you could see it, but yeah, it's got a float on, or a slope on it. However, the one across the way is a lot better. Even though it slopes up a little bit, you still be able to get your whole rig on there, up to the wheel blocks, and still be able to unhook. I got a deer over there. Oh, never mind, he heard me. Here's another one, a nice flat one. It's probably just as long as ours. Oh, by the way, we're in 49. That one was 47, so that means this one's 45. It's all odd numbers on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side as you're coming in, because it is a one-way road. They all have electric and water. Okay? Now, one thing you need to know, and I don't know if this is a year-round problem or what, but when nighttime comes, you have to be in your camper. And you want to make sure that your blinds are closed and your lights are down to a minimal usage. They have a bug here, which Marie and I call midges. It's like a swarm of gnats, except they're bigger than gnats. Here's another nice site. That's site 44. I know the next site is long enough because there was a reflection in it for 2 days. Here's site 43. I would recommend it. I would come back here for that one. See, no tree branches to worry about. You wouldn't even have to worry about your slides on site 43. Here's your information for making your reservations. You can pause that there and call that number. Or like I said, you go to recreation.gov. We didn't have any problems making this reservation. Here's a nice big site. Electric, water. Here, I'll walk in so you can see it a little bit better. Electric and water. No sewer, but they do have a dump station as you leave. Picnic tables, they could use a little love, but if you got covers or something for them, they're not bad. We got some at the Grand Design National Rally back in 2021, I believe it was, and we use them all the time, just so we don't have to sit on it. They got a fire pit. They just released the fire ban. This place was under a fire restrictions until yesterday. We got about a little over 2 inches of rain. Monday night. Talk about dropping temperatures. Dropped from 92, 94 degrees all the way down to 68 during the rainstorm. I'm going to take a peek in here because the last one I opened had a raccoon in it. Nope, no raccoon in this one. Yeah, we rescued the raccoon already this morning. Beautiful area, like I said. Continuing about the midges, they swarm to lights, and I guess they're they don't bite or anything, they're just a nuisance. And once they get inside, oh my gosh, seems like it takes forever to get rid of them. Now, as soon as daylight comes, I don't know where they go, but they're gone. Okay, so this one here is a handicap site. Disabled campers. And then they have one here, they call it the Overflow Lot, in case something happens and they need an extra light. It's out of service until the camp post, which is right at the bottom of the street there. That's where he resides. So we go from site 39 to 50 something. Forgot how many sites there was. I don't believe anybody's going to want to try to drive in here on a whim and try to get into the lower lot, because we've driven it and the sites are really short. So if you're looking for something, I would highly recommend the upper loop. And most of these sites, well, you know how, if you ever made reservations, you know, you go and plug in how long your rig is, and it's only how long your rig is, not how long it is with your tow vehicle. Unlike Zanesville, Ohio at Dillon State Park, I thought you punch in the number of your rig. Well, it barely fit my rig, so I had troubles parking my tow vehicle. I guess it's the difference between state and federal, how they handle things. Oh, we saw an armadillo. You know those little creatures that look like they have a shell on their back? Saw our first live one yesterday. Ethel actually found it first. I'm going, what are you barking at? What are you barking at? Finally, I it moved, and I said, oh, I see what you're parking at. So, anyway, a little peek at the Point Campground in Sulphur, or near Sulphur. If you're in the area, we highly recommend the Chickasaw Cultural Center. I don't know how much you know of your history, but the Indians here are actually transplants from the southeast, forced here by a president. President of the United States, Andrew Jackson, forced them all here. And it's kind of devastating towards the Indian people because they lost so many lives. I think somebody said they lost 4,000 of their own people being forced to come out here, which was only 800 miles. Of course, 800 miles back in them days, I'm sure wasn't that easy. If you have a lot of interest in it, there's a documentary out there called The Trail of Tears. So we're in Site 49. We're close to the bathrooms in case you want to stay an extended stay and don't want to fill up your black tank. There's an option. This is the one that had a raccoon in it this morning. I walked a little bit past our site. Again, you can see our site's pretty good size, excellent size. Our friend Ken said, I can't believe you picked such a good site, because I come in here around the corner and had to back straight into that spot. Couldn't have been any easier to put that thing in there. Couple more. This is a nice long one. Site 50. I would highly recommend that for any of you 35 and overs. Still have electric and water here on these. Once you get down towards the bottom, you lose the electric and water. But the sites are really short too. There's another one. Well, yeah, I think you could put a 35-footer in here yet. Another trash can. There's trash cans about every six sites. Everyone was kind of designed a little bit different. That one has a raised platform where you could probably put a tent or something. But I think you get the idea. Of course, if you're in Oklahoma, there's two things you can guarantee on: hot and humid. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We do recommend it. It comes with the Oklahoma seal of approval. Stay inside your camper at night so the midgets don't get you. And when you get up in the morning, you'll never know that they were even there. Okay, tomorrow we head off to Amarillo. Bye.